Hey everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys? I'm so happy to be here with you today, and I am bringing you a new week of videos. This week we are talking about the Fitting Florets Suite. It's a sneak peek because this particular set of products, not all of them, but some of them are going to be in the next mini catalog that starts in January. So here we are in November. Well, not quite November, but basically November. And starting November 1st, you can purchase this set of products. So I wanted to showcase it this very first week. We have just 2 days left in October. And you can purchase this until January 4th or while supplies last. And why I say that is because this gorgeous suite of products, the whole collection, has products that are limited time only. So this set of designer series paper, which you'll see me use today, this framed and festive stamp set, and these set of embellishments are only available for limited time. So they're available while supplies last, and if they run out, we're done with them. So I highly recommend jumping on the bandwagon because this paper is phenomenally gorgeous. I'm going to show it to you. But the bundle itself will be available in the next catalog. But we're letting you get it now in November before the January release. And it's a great value. It's $54. And if you purchase the add-ons, you can just use one number for the Fitting Florets collection. So I will have all this information, and this brochure is downloadable on my website when you go to the different pages that have these products on them. So definitely check that out. The paper is phenomenally gorgeous, like I said. So you have this beautiful set of colors, and then these are the colors that it goes with. It's such a beautiful special release pack of paper. You guys are going to love it. And let's just go ahead and get started and dive into the products. All week, I'm going to be showing you products, and you guys are going to enjoy the process, I think. So this is the bundle. It's the main core products, and these are what will be in the January catalog. And we are going to be using those to create this really cool project today. So wait until you see what I have up my sleeve, guys. You're going to love it. This particular project was designed by my upline. And what that means is in Stampin' Up, we can be sponsored by other people to be preferred shoppers. Kind of like, I don't know, in this area is military. So if you have a family member in the military, you can join USAA insurance or something like that. So we sponsor you, and then you become part of our team. And I'm a part of somebody else's team, and we get together, about 6 times a year, and we work on projects. This is one of the projects, and she said that I could show it to you, so here I am. So this is a Twisted Easel Card, and this is what that means. It twists and props up, so it's a twisted easel. And I just think it's phenomenally gorgeous. This suite of products is amazing. This designer series paper, you're just going to absolutely love it. And I'm going to show you how to do this card. So let me get my stuff out and ready. We're going to need our Simply scoreboard. You guys know how much I love this thing. Love it. And we are going to start with a piece of 8.5 by 4 1/4. So you can get 2 of these out of a sheet of cardstock. And we're going to score at 4 1/4, just like a regular card, down the center. And then we're going to score, and see how I have this Sharpie line down the middle here of my board? I like to use that because I keep it on the 6-inch line, and then I can kind of make sure I'm straight. And so I'm going to go ahead and place the point, and then where this score line stops here, and I'm going to score diagonally if I can get my score, my stylus going. Come on, stylus, work with me. There we go. I couldn't get it going at first. There we go. All right, so we're going to diagonally score our piece, okay? So what you want is the diagonal to be going from the bottom left to the top right. That is what's going to score and make our twisted easel, okay? So let's get our bone folder out, do all the fun stuff we normally do. Let me put my scoreboard away and we'll get started on this card. But I wanted to show you how to score that diagonal to diagonal and then of course down the center. So let's go ahead and pull this first and make sure that we have a good solid score mark down here. And then we're gonna score this piece and I'm just gonna make sure that it is also nice and scored. All right, so there is our piece. Now this is Blushing Bride cardstock. Now we're gonna take a piece of 4x4 designer series paper and I chopped it down the middle. And this is one that doesn't have a direction, but if you have a direction, you wanna definitely make sure that you keep that. And this is gonna be glued here, but before we do that, we're gonna go ahead and stamp. And we're gonna stamp with our Blushing Bride ink. I'm gonna grab a scrap paper because that's what I do. And I like to put it underneath my projects so I can stamp this really pretty. See how pretty this leaf is? We're just gonna stamp that all over our project. So let's put one there. All right. And we want to stamp that first, obviously, right? So now we're going to go ahead and attach our piece of designer series paper. Again, this was a 4x4 piece that I cut on the diagonal. So when you make two cards, you can use the other piece for your other card. Let's clean. You know how I do. We clean as we go, right? So one really awesome thing about these dies is that not only do you get what you see, which are these phenomenally gorgeous framed ovals, but they cut the inside out. All of them except for this dotted little heart cutout, they all cut the center. So this one cuts the center, this one cuts the center, so you have different sized oval pieces. It's actually very cool. And I used this one here that has these lines on it. And I laid my piece of Evening Evergreen, that's the color that this is here, and my basic white on top of each other. And I cut them out together through my die cut machine. Now, when I did that, all I had to do was pull my frame, my white frame off, and it left this white piece on here. But what the really great thing is because it was so thick, it didn't cut that window real hard. So it is cut. If I push it through, it will pop. But I kind of want it together, so I'm just going to leave it alone. All right. See how it has that little cut in there? We're going to just leave that alone. We want it to kind of stay together for this particular part of the project. So let me grab my silicone mat and my wet adhesive. I like to use that liquid glue because I love the wiggle room it gives me. So we're gonna roll with that. And we're gonna take our triangle here and adhere it right onto our piece. And if you push it up against your seam, it gives you that perfect border. So push it right against that score line seam there. So far, so good, right? So now in the center of this piece here, we're going to stamp near the bottom in Evening Evergreen the words "Wishes for a Beautiful Birthday." So I'm going to get that. I'm going to stamp that right here near the bottom. So pretty. And I'm going to bring that scrap piece of paper out because I think I want a little pink around it. So I'm going to bring that piece. I'm going to pull my ink back out again, our Blushing Bride. We're going to pick up some color. And of course, you guys know I like to get most of that off. And at the top doesn't matter as much, but near the bottoms and the side, we really want to kind of add a little bit of that pink color. Because the top is going to have a flower up there that's going to cover most of it. So that just gives us a little bit of color. So now what I'm going to do is attach my circle on to this frame with the circle there. Oh, I don't want to use this paper because if I get glue on it, I'm going to have a mess. So I got a little bit sidetracked here. Let's get our wet glue started. There we go. I love this wet glue. You guys see me use it all the time. All right, so we're going to go ahead and attach this onto our frame here. And just make sure that it's straight. And that's why I like this glue, because I can kind of move it around. And there is our wishes for a beautiful birthday. So in this pack of paper, I'm going to show it to you again. You have this pattern here, and you can see it has large flowers. So what that does is, see, it gives you an opportunity to get all these really cool flower pieces cut out. And I've just bagged them up. They're all stacked on top of each other. So for this one, I chose the darker pink, and it's actually this one right here. See, and you can use your dies to cut it out. But there is my flower. And that's what's going to get attached right up here. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I love it. So we're going to use some dimensionals. So let me grab those. Here we go. So we're going to put one here and one here. And then I'm going to put one a little bit higher, kind of like up. Of course, you guys know I always put lots of dimensionals on my things. We're going to use our Take Your Pick tool to pull the backs off. Oh, here. All right. We're going to attach this onto our piece. Look at how beautiful that looks on there. This is such a gorgeous stamp set. Just absolutely beautiful. All right. So see, that pink is just real soft around that piece there. So this is our main piece. It's going to go inside. It's actually going to get attached right here in the center. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it in place. I want to make sure, see how this one's near the top? I don't want it to go over the edge because I want it to be able to fit in the envelope. So I need to bring it down. And I'm going to go ahead and hold on to it where it is. I'm going to flip my card. Okay, I'm going to hold this side and I'm going to flip my card. Okay, and I'm going to put wet adhesive here. And by holding on to it, I am putting the adhesive in the correct spot. And then this is going to bond this piece to my card. So I'm going to open it. I'm going to keep holding on to it. And then make sure it's straight. And go ahead and press it into place. Now it only needs to attach to this piece that has the designer series paper on it. We want it, if we glue it here, it's not going to be able to pivot or become that little twisted easel, okay? So now that we've done the outside, let's flip to the inside, okay? So now we're going to put our really cute little border on the inside. So I have a piece of soft succulent cardstock, and it's 4 by 4. And then I have a piece of basic white that is 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. So I'm going to stamp on this one. So I need my scrap paper again, which is why I didn't want to get glue on here, because I'm going to go off the edge. I'm going to do it on this side here, or this edge here. So I'm going to kind of diagonal it onto my scrap. And again, same flower or same leaf. And you're going to turn it as you go. You know, make it how you want. Just make sure that you're dipping in each time into the ink. I'm going to put one right here like that. All right. So that's my edge, and I'm going to use the same brush and give it a little bit of color on these edges where I've stamped. You can see that one of my ink pads are juicy. This particular ink pad I'm using is super juicy, and the other one that I used was not quite as juicy, but it just needs to be re-inked. All right, so there is my Blushing Bride. We're gonna go ahead and attach that onto our piece of soft succulent. So here comes time for the wet glue again. All right, and we're gonna pull the wet glue off, put it in this piece, and it's gonna have a little border all the way around. Again, I love using the wet glue because I can kind of slide it around, make sure it's straight. Let's go ahead and pull the back off. And then this piece gets attached on the inside, just like this. All right, we're almost done, guys. This is a quick card, but quite the wow, right? So now we're gonna do a little bit more stamping. I cleaned this one. I don't think I cleaned this. Let's go ahead and get my, I like to clean as I go so I don't make big messes, but I just want to double check that everything's clean. I think I did clean that already. Okay, so now we're gonna stamp just a little reminder that you are loved. Here we go. And that's gonna go in Evening Evergreen on a scrap of basic white. Hopefully it will fit on there. Gonna ink that up. I'm gonna bring this down so I can see what I'm doing. Forgive me if my head gets in the camera. I just need to be able to see. So there is just a little reminder that you are loved. Hey, looks pretty good. Let's clean that one off. And then that's gonna get mounted on a scrap piece of Evening Evergreen cardstock. Let me get you the exact measurements. I just had this in my bin. It looks like it's 3/4 of an inch by 2.5. And then our little mat is 2 5/8 by 7/8. All right, let's glue those together. So I need my mat again. Between my scrap paper and my mat, tell you what, I use them a lot, don't I? All right. I hope you guys have been enjoying this. And if you have, please give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate that. Just click that little thumbs up on the video. It shows YouTube that you like my content, and it will share that with lots of people. It costs you nothing to help me out by doing that. I really appreciate that. Also, if you leave comments, YouTube likes that as well, and it shows my content to more people. So I appreciate everybody who helps me, even if you don't purchase from me, giving me a thumbs up and subscribing, commenting on my channel really helps me to further my channel. All right, so I put 3 dimensionals on the back, and I'm going to pull those off with my Take Your Pick tool. You guys know I love this thing. If I had to only use one tool, it would, oh gosh, it would be hard between this and my paper snips because I use them both so much. Okay, so now I'm going to decide how far up I want my easel to go, because remember, this is what's going to prop this piece up. So it's going to be on the angle, and I think I definitely want this to touch both ends. So maybe right there. And just raise it a little bit, maybe a little higher on this side. Yeah, right here. So it says, just a reminder, you're loved. And there is my little easel window. I'm gonna I want this to be a little bit more moved. So let's move that a little bit, see if it's straighter. Yeah, that looks better. All right, so there we go. There is my Twisted Easel card. I hope that you enjoyed watching. This one has the lighter pink flower, the darker pink flower, which goes good with the more ink, I think. All right, guys, I'm so grateful to have you on my channel. Again, please hit that subscribe, that thumbs up, leave me a comment. I would greatly appreciate that. Thanks for being here so much. You don't know what it means to me to have you guys watching my videos. I love that I'm able to bring a little happiness to everybody with my stamping. And thanks for being here. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Happy stamping!